From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome into 12 News at 4. I'm Zach Grady. We begin today in Broome County, where a man was found guilty of raping a child. According to officials, Willis Bickham Jr. of Binghamton was found guilty earlier this week on charges of raping a child. It happened in June of last year. Bickham was 40 at the time. He took the 12-year-old child into an apartment and had sexual intercourse with her. Willis Bickham Jr. is due back in court for sentencing later this year. He's facing up to 25 years behind bars and will have to register as a sex offender following the rape child conviction in Binghamton. An investigation is underway in Pennsylvania following the death of a pedestrian. Officials say 54-year-old Randy Ticknor of Binghamton was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash happened just before 1 in the morning in Daphne County near Hershey Park. So far, no word on what led up to the fatal crash or if any charges will be filed in Pennsylvania. The city of Binghamton is alerting drivers of an upcoming road closure. A section of Jarvis Street will be shut down to traffic between Charlotte and Clinton Streets starting next Monday. The closure is for the rehabilitation of Jarvis Street Railroad Bridge. The project is expected to be completed by mid-November. Detours will be in place during the renovation period here in Broome County. In an effort to not let any financial aid go to waste, SUNY announced a $500,000 award from ECMC, a higher education foundation, to push students to fill out FAFSA applications. SUNY Chancellor John King says the state submission rates are down over 12% from last year. According to King, the grant will go towards running federal and state financial aid events across the state. Former President Donald Trump is returning to Pennsylvania next week for the first time since the assassination attempt at his rally near Pittsburgh. Trump's campaign made the announcement yesterday regarding the plans to continue stumping in the Keystone State. Trump is scheduled to hold a rally in Harrisburg at the New Holland Arena next Wednesday. Former President Donald Trump is meeting with Israeli Prime Minister in Florida today. The visit comes just a day after Netanyahu wrapped up his controversial visit to Washington, meeting with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Her first sit-down with a world leader since entering the presidential race. Reporter Natalie Brand has all of the details.
This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you.
A major new endorsement for the likely Democratic nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris. Former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama saying in a statement they would do everything they can to elect Harris to the White House.
I am running to become President of the United States of America.
Thursday, the vice president accepted the endorsement of the nation's largest teachers union. Also yesterday, her first face-to-face with a world leader since entering the presidential race less than a week ago, pressing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a Gaza deal.
It is time for this war to end.
Former President Donald Trump says he'll meet with Netanyahu in Mar-a-Lago later today. As Trump adjusts his focus from Biden to Harris, national polls show the two already running neck and neck just days into her candidacy.
She's bad news. She's a radical.
Harris says she's ready to debate Trump.
I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race.
Earlier this week, Trump suggested he was open to more than one debate with Harris. Months ago, he said he'd debate Biden anytime, any place. But last night, the Trump campaign released a statement saying it would be inappropriate to finalize a debate before the Democrats formally decide their nominee. Harris hit back, tweeting, quote, "What happened to anytime, any place?" Jared Hill, CBS News.
Members of the Senate stepped up Thursday to try and protect children as concerns linger about how they are being affected by social media and the internet. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal and Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn's Kids Online Safety Act advanced in the Senate following a procedural vote. The bill would require social media companies to prevent and mitigate harms to children like bullying, violence, sexual exploitation, drug abuse, and other dangers. It comes after several families have appealed to Congress for years with little luck.
We lost our 12-year-old son, Matthew, to an online viral challenge on TikTok and YouTube. It was then that we decided that we would not rest until America's youth was safe from online harms on social media.
Not everyone is in favor of the bill. Groups such as the ACLU are worried about the bill's potential to impact First Amendment freedoms and also calling it an online censorship bill. The bill still has to go and undergo a final vote in the Senate and then would move on to the House. The U.S. economy grew by 2.8% since April, according to new data from the Department of Commerce. The nearly 3% increase was more than economists expected after last quarter's increase was just under 2%. That means consumers are spending more now, showing more trust in the economy, and inflation may be on its way down. Jared Bernstein, the chair of the U.S. Council of Economic Advisors, says the 5% rise in business investment shown in the report helps predict a positive economic outlook with the election coming up.
These are investments showing optimism about the future, opportunities not just today, but tomorrow. And that, in that sense, I think this report is a microcosm into that kind of forward-looking progress.
A rising GDP might sound like something that does not impact you, but that national level number breaks down into more jobs, higher income, and more investments. And all of that could mean more money in your wallet. There's some promising news in the fight against dementia. A new study says the latest shingles vaccination may also help delay the illness. Researchers found people who received that vaccine lived on average 164 additional days without dementia compared to those who got the previous shingles vaccine. That's according to a study published in the Journal of Natural Medicine. The CDC already recommends everyone 50 or older get the shingles vaccine. It is 2 doses that are given a few months apart.
Prevents, but the degree to which it's delaying dementia is on the same order of these new, very expensive medications for Alzheimer's disease that you don't give until you start to develop symptoms. So this is something that if you can just altogether prevent and delay any symptoms much more cheaply, easily, that's a really big, promising change.
Ways to delay dementia including controlling blood pressure, maintaining a healthy weight, and if you are a smoker, quitting. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says another recently discovered risk factor for dementia is wildfire smoke. Staying indoors or wearing a mask if you are in an affected area is recommended. We all face stress in our daily lives, but long-lasting stress can affect our health, which can lead to physical reactions like headaches, body and stomach aches. It also can worsen other health problems and mental health conditions. Chasing Life podcast host Dr. Sanjay Gupta says long-lasting stress puts your body into overdrive. As levels of the primary stress hormone cortisol rise, it increases the heart rate.
Leave you feeling dizzy, could leave you feeling nauseated. If it's just short-term stress, which again we all have, then your cortisol levels will go back down. But with chronic stress, your levels stay elevated. It's kind of like leaving your foot on the accelerator of your car.
Gupta says some of the best ways to fight back against chronic stress are getting enough good quality sleep. This will allow your body to relax and focus on having a healthy diet. If social media or news events are stressing you out, take a break and instead try spending some time with family and friends. Gupta also says staying connected is the key to relieving stress. There's also relief in things like deep breathing and meditation. The threat to humans remains low, but U.S. health officials are on high alert after outbreaks of a bird flu in poultry and dairy cows have led to several recent cases in farm workers. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gather has more on infectious diseases and what you should know about the viruses.
It's rare for humans to contract bird flu. Since 2022, 11 cases have been reported, 7 due to exposure to poultry. The remaining 4 cases are since April following exposures to dairy cows.
It's just being more watchful as opposed to hitting the alarm.
Dr. Stephen Gordon with Cleveland Clinic says bird flu can spread around the world through flocks that are migrating. The CDC explains that infected birds have the virus in their saliva, mucus, and droppings. While it's not common for people to get infected, it can happen when enough virus gets into a person's eyes, nose, or mouth, or is inhaled through air droplets or even dust. Most human cases happen after close, prolonged, and unprotected contact with infected birds or contaminated surfaces.
All the cases that have been identified in humans since 2022, most of those have actually been not even respiratory illness, but more what we'd say eye infection, have not resulted in any death or increased morbidity.
Gordon says it is safe to eat properly handled and cooked poultry in the U.S., but people should not eat or drink raw milk or products made with it. Instead, choose pasteurized milk. Protect yourself by avoiding direct contact with wild birds. If you find a dead bird, don't touch the animal. Report it to your local health department. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Still to come here at 4, security measures have been rolled out for the Paris Olympics with thousands of police officers across the city. We take a deeper look at the security measures. But before we head anywhere, we take a look at downtown Binghamton. This from the Security Life Mutual camera.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nanny gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
Want to get hands-on experience in the world of television broadcasting? WBNG and the New York State Broadcasters Association are looking for interns. If you're a resident of or go to school in New York State and want to work behind the scenes in all aspects of local television, simply go to grade.tv/careers to apply.
Sometimes it's hard to see past the looming repair and replacement costs all around your house. Finally, you can stop seeing money and start saving money with First American Home Warranty. First American covers the systems and appliances you depend on every day. Air conditioning, refrigerator, washer and dryer, electrical, plumbing, even your garage door opener, and more.
We've had our hot water tank replaced, washer fixed, with our upstairs and downstairs AC units fixed or replaced.
If there's one guarantee in home ownership, it's that things are going to break down. That's why I tell all my customers, get First American before your next repair.
There's always something that's going to break.
When an appliance or system breaks down, First American sends a trusted contractor to fix it. And if they can't repair the covered item, we'll make sure they replace it.
When you put in a request for service, it's like that.
We had a contractor out within 24 hours because he said, I didn't want you guys to go another day without heat.
As a contractor, they're so easy to deal with. They truly want me to do right by their members.
Members pay low monthly rates with unlimited claims and 24/7 customer service. And filing a claim does not increase your rate.
We've saved thousands of dollars with First American that we've been able to reinvest into our home.
I looked at more than one, and this was the best.
First American has been a trusted name for decades and is highly rated by customers on major review sites.
They follow through on what they say they're going to do. That's everything.
But with all the repairs that have come through First American, the plan has been paid for many times over.
And now you can lock in your low monthly rate. All plans include a no questions asked money back guarantee and flexible payment options so you can never pay for covered repairs again.
Call 1-800-203-4294. That's 1-800-203-4294 to get your free no obligation quote. So call now.
Welcome back. Breaking overnight out of Paris, just hours before the Olympics officially get underway, the French railway network has been hit by what officials are calling multiple acts of sabotage, including arson. It's not clear who was responsible. The disruptions come despite a massive security operation for the opening ceremony, which is being held alongside the Seine River. Jamie Yuccas is in Paris.
Paris police are prepared, they say, for millions of people to visit for the Olympics. Security measures have been rolled out, with tens of thousands of police officers deployed in the heart of the city. But France has had a series of deadly terror attacks over the last decade and remains on high alert, says security analyst Mark Hecker.
There are risks and threats for a big event like that in any country. But then there are specificities linked to France. And Paris will be so crowded that it could create some kind of panic and stampedes.
To control those crowds, the city is currently cut in half by the River Seine, with bridges restricted ahead of the opening ceremony. It'll take place on the water, an historic first, not lost on Team USA athletes like sailor Hans Henken.
You're going to have so many really cool fans and spectators, and just the entire community is going to be out to and enjoy it, and I'm going to enjoy it as well by being amongst it.
Team USA will sail down the river in style, fitted by the iconic American brand Ralph Lauren.
I'm looking forward to
We spoke with Chief Branding and Innovation Officer David Lauren.
The athletes coming down a river is something we've never seen before. So for everybody, it's going to be surprising. It's going to be exciting.
This is Team USA BMX bike competitor Cameron Larson's first Olympic Games. Are you excited for the opening ceremonies?
Yes, first Olympics. More than excited for the opening ceremonies and even more excited to compete.
Larson, along with almost 600 American athletes, will take part. Flag bearers LeBron James and Coco Gauff will wear white coats to differentiate them from the rest of Team USA. In a city known for its fashion, American tourists are taking notice.
It's very interesting. I feel like the outfits have gotten better because of the people coming for the Olympics.
And others are noticing the tight security, too.
Massive operation. We've been to 2 Olympics, and this is probably the tightest security that we've seen. We feel safe.
We traveled about 3 miles this morning from our hotel to this location, both walking and on the city's metro train. You really can't go more than a block without seeing groups of officers or getting cut off by security barricades. The International Olympic Committee chief says he has full confidence in French authorities. In Paris, Jamie Yuccas, CBS News.
Many of the venues at the Olympics are outdoors, where along with the iconic scenery comes the heat. Some members of Team USA are saying hello to the cool Mitt, which allows, with the push of a button, a circulation of 54-degree water near the hand to cold blood and then returns to the heart. Originally created with the military in mind, it sells for about $1,000 and was developed by Stanford scientist Dr. Craig Heller.
During intense competition, you may reach a body temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. By using the cool mitt, you're going to be able to pull that down from 100 down to the high 98s in a matter of minutes.
Heller's research shows blood vessels in our hands are one of the most efficient ways to cool core temperature, which then can provide and improve muscle recovery and athletic performance. Other gear makers are also focused on body temperature. Nike and Hyper Ice have developed cooling vests and boots for elite athletes. Any edge matters. We will head over now to take a look at the forecast here in the southern tier. And Howard, am I going to have to be putting my cool mitts on over the weekend, or can I keep the gloves off?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for them this weekend. Maybe next week it gets a little bit more toasty, but this weekend just absolutely, maybe one of the nicest weekends we've seen in a month or so. There's a look at the reason why. What you'll notice is a hole in the weather, so to speak, and that's high pressure. I mean, it's sprawling from the western Great Lakes down to the Ohio Valley into the Northeast. What's their high pressure? Yeah, that high pressure is going to strengthen, and it's going to do this tomorrow. And even Sunday as well is expected to be dry. We have those fair weather cumulus clouds developing. And, you know, aside from the heating of the afternoon, there's just not much going on here. And that is okay, with me at least. High pressure, yep, it dominates all weekend long. Getting into the next probably 4 or 5 days, it's really going to be a nice stretch of you know, manageable summer weather. Mugginess is going to start to come back. And then I think also, along with that, it might be turning a little bit more stormy as well. And that doesn't necessarily mean severe weather or tornadoes. It just means, you know, general unsettled weather because of the added heat and humidity. Speaking of unsettled weather, July 15th and 16th, remember those 2 days, Monday and Tuesday? July 15th, National Weather Service just went today, and they did a damage survey up in Lincoln State Forest, northwestern Shenango County there. You remember there was a microburst that went through South Otselic, and now there's they've confirmed a tornado just northwest of that into the state forest up that way. We don't have the exact details just yet, but we do know it was a tornado. All of the rating, the length, the width, the maximum wind speed, that will all be released hopefully by this evening. It will be done by this evening. It takes time to you know, compile all the data and all the information and put out that public information statement. When they do, we'll let you know as soon as possible. We're in the 70s. 76 in Plymouth, 75 in Whitney Point. We got 72 at the airport, 75 in Harpersville, and 75 in Roxbury and Margaretville. But here's the main reason why it's so comfortable. Not only is it not blazing hot outside, the dew point's in the upper 40s to low 50s, and that's just, again, extremely comfortable. Future track this evening. It's gorgeous. Yeah, no, absolutely no reason not to be outside here this evening. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start, I think, with some fog in the valleys. It'll be cool as well. By mid-morning into the afternoon, I think almost a carbon copy is today. We'll see some fair weather cumulus clouds developing in the heating of the day. Saturday night into Sunday morning, yeah, we've got another cool start, manageable. Sunday afternoon just looks splendid. Temperatures, how about it? By this evening, we're going to be dropping back into the mid-60s. 11 o'clock, cooling down. You may not even need the air conditioning tonight. We'll be in the 50s. I think by daybreak, some 40s are possible in the normally colder valleys, and with that being said, that's why I think there could be some fog as well, especially with how wet things are right now. Midday tomorrow, mid-70s, and high temperatures tomorrow are going to be in the upper 70s, maybe to around 80 degrees. 7-day forecast. There it is. Yeah, we've got upper 70s here today, mid to upper 70s. I think maybe around 80 degrees tomorrow. Heading into the second half of the weekend, it's going to warm up, and certainly into Monday, we're in the mid to upper 80s there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it will be more humid and a little bit more unsettled as well.
I know the viewers couldn't see it, but don't quite love that you had a smile on your face for the 40s.
Oh, it's comfortable. For the folks that don't have air conditioning and can't stand the mugginess and the oppressive heat of summer, it's perfect.
Thank you, Howard, and thank you for staying with us. We have one more story after the break, but here's a quick sneak peek of what's coming up next on Investigate TV Plus.
Today on Investigate TV Plus, black children are at a higher risk of drowning because of a lack of access to swim lessons.
We take an in-depth look at this crisis through the eyes of a barrier-breaking swim team.
I'm interested in trying these new weight loss shots, but I need it to be more affordable because my insurance doesn't cover it. I'm not sure which online provider to trust, and I want to ask a doctor a lot of questions.
You don't have to whisper. At Henry Meds, our knowledgeable providers demystify compounded semaglutide, the same active ingredient in brand name weight management meds. If you're eligible for treatment, your medication will be shipped to your door for just $2.97 a month. Join thousands of others who trust Henry Meds for weight management medication.
Bertzel Street, where I grew up. Mom was a probation officer. Dad and generations before him worked in the local factories. They taught me everything. I'm Josh Riley. Our neighborhoods have been sold out by greedy corporations and corrupt politicians. So I'm running for Congress with a promise. I'll never take a dime of corporate PAC money. I support term limits, and I approve this message because I'll take Bertzel Street's values to Congress.
You asked and we listened. Olum's is bringing back its tent sale, now happening at our clearance center in Johnson City. From Wednesday to Saturday, get ready to score big discounts on floor samples, clearance items, and closeouts. Join us Saturday and enjoy 50-cent hot dogs, soda, and music. And don't forget to ask about our 1-year interest-free financing. Snag those bargains you've been dreaming about and shop Olum's tent sale in Johnson City.
Welcome to Lingo.
Let's do it.
This is how Lingo works. Contestants will be shown the first letter of a word. All they have to do is guess that word.
Donut. D-O-N-U-T.
teams came to play, but only one can win the jackpot. $83,000. $87,000. Let's play Lingo.
Lingo, new tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Speedy Fest 2024 is taking you to new heights this year for their 40th anniversary. Gillette Shows is bringing the thrills with exciting rides and attractions. Explore the skies with tethered balloon rides sponsored by Delta Engineering, Mirabito, Broome County, and WBNG. Have a howling good time with Circus Stella and Wild World of Animals. The Speedy Fest 2024 has a weekend packed with the best entertainment, attractions, and so much more. Can't wait to see you there August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to celebrate the 40th anniversary here at Tenango Park.
This week on Svengoolie, they're coming! Who's coming?
Have you ever heard of a shrew?
Yeah, they're so cute.
Cute. That's the last word you can use to describe this little monster.
It's the Killer Shrew.
Saturday at 8 on Binghamton's Me TV.
And finally here at 4, the end of an era for the Piano Man. Billy Joel performed his final show at New York City's Madison Square Garden on Thursday night. The 75-year-old New York City native, known for hits like Uptown Girl and Only the Good Die Young, Thursday's concert marked his 150th show at the venue and wrapped up Joel's 10-year residency at the world's most famous arena. Over those 10 years, Joel has played in front of more than 2 million people. That is going to do it us for here at 12 News at 4. Thank you for joining us. Go get a bottle of red and a bottle of white, and make sure you come back in about a half hour as we return for 12 News at 5.